It looks like people are starting to get in line, yeah.
Weapons, they're weapons, Catfish.
They're weapons.
Pretty exciting, you know, to see it go. It's such a rare item.
Pre-30 seems to start as soon as last year's gets over with. So it's an all year thing.
Anything that doesn't have a battery, that's kind of their thing. There she goes.
I'm Kurt Aumann of Aumann Auctions. We have been in business for over 60 years, and I've tried countless times to put into words the adventures we go on and the situations we get into, but I just can never seem to do it, so we're going to show you. We are an international auction company specializing in all things vintage power. Through our adventures, we have seen some of the rarest items in the world, from vintage tractors, trucks, cars, signs, memorabilia, and so much more. We are not just an auction company, we are collectors with a passion for the items we sell. But it's not just about the items, it's also about the people. We get to experience, share, and tell the history of our past. Every day is different in the auction industry. Now it's time we take you on the adventure with us. One of the most exciting things we do all year is the Powers Tractor School. You know, tractor schools have their beginnings all the way back into the early days of internal combustion. If you stop and think about it, an internal combustion engine on a tractor to a farmer was brand new technology. So a lot of the manufacturers like Rumley, they put on tractor schools to teach farmers and operators how to run their tractor. We took that idea and put a modern spin on it. So now people will come to our tractor school and we have instructors teach them how to run the old equipment. The entire Aumann staff is immersed in this whole process. This takes months and months and months of planning, and it's a good time and provides a lot of great fellowship for collectors.
So this morning we are signing up 250 people for tractor school. Need to register or check in. Aside from dealing with all the little things to get ready, I have a driver here that dropped off a Rumley tractor. No, I appreciate you making the run. I need to print his bill of lading. I gotta print it. We're still setting up some vendors. It's supposed to be here by 8:30. I haven't seen her. And all the little things that come in between it all, I guess. Okay. I just threw kind of everything that was up there. I don't know if that was in there. I'll start counting how many times I make this hallway today.
Are you ready to deal with all these mixers?
So my name is Chris Hudson. I'm from Grass Lake, Michigan. And I've known Kurt for a lot of years. You know, done a lot of different trading and worked on some of his tractors. You know, been in this hobby for ever since I was a little kid. My dad got me started collecting the earlier iron, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And you know, now here we are. You know, down here at the tractor school, presenting, meeting new people, having a good time. This is my very supportive wife, Nicole.
Tractors take precedence over me, but it's cool.
It's not so much a hobby as it is a lifestyle.
It is a lifestyle.
I come to events like this in my free time for tractors. I go to bed thinking about the stuff, wake up thinking about the stuff.
Yes, we have a garage door in our living room to pull the tractors into the living room. So yes, I agree, it's a lifestyle.
How often do you get in trouble?
How often?
Yeah.
Hourly. Daily, yes.
Yeah.
It's always something. I get that often, and I do it anyway.
All right, folks, all the hard work's done. We've got chairs and tables set up, instructors are up there, chickens on the grill. It's time to get going. Let's get the show on the road. Like like to welcome you here to our offices. We've had a tremendous response for this, 275 or 300 people from 19 states, Pagan said. So pretty cool deal. I think we've maxed out our room here. We're gonna have to do something different next year to get more people in. But congratulations on doubling the size of Nokomis, Illinois. Today we've got classes from basic to advanced and beginner to veteran, and we've tried to be real broad with the information that we're presenting. You know, we want you to learn. That's what this is all about. I certainly don't want to give anybody the idea that you're going to leave here in 1 or 2 days and know how to run any gas tractor you come across, because that's not the case. But you know, this is a good place to learn some fundamentals. The only way to really learn how things run and how to safely operate them is just through experience, and we hope we can provide that to you here a little bit. You know, sometimes it's a little intimidating to walk up to somebody.
So, the tractor we're going to use for our demonstration this afternoon, we had some problems with it, so we're going to head over to the hoop building. We're going to check out what we found. So in our searches, we found this Nichols and Shepard Lawson tractor. It's a 6-cylinder model. When we're kind of going through our presentation and when we get to the point where we're going to run this tractor, you know, we're going to talk about the carburetor. We will make some adjustments to the carburetor, you know, make it, you know, run too rich, too lean. We have the magneto, you know, and adjustments we can do with the magneto, you know, just to, you know, change the engine's performance. And then we'll also talk about some of the different variables where you can, you know, make adjustments to the engine itself to change the way it runs, to make it run better, you know, things that might go wrong to make an engine underperform. We're gonna test start this tractor just, you know, to make sure it's gonna run, everything's gonna be okay. First thing we're gonna do is check our spark, make sure that's in the right spot. Give it a little throttle, make sure it's in neutral so nobody gets run over. And then we're gonna come over here to the other side, turn the fuel on, make sure we got a little choke. I really thought it was gonna go that time.
What time is your talk?
1 o'clock. 1:30 maybe. Give it a little more choke, I guess. I don't want to flood it. It didn't even pop or anything.
Are you worried?
Not worried.
Hey, so things are kicking off in the showroom now. So the next classroom instruction that's coming up is my good friend Al Severson. And I have a little bit of a personal interest in this next segment because the engine that he's going to be talking about is an engine that is out of one of my tractors. This is a 1910 Hackney tractor, and it's a model engine. Model is the brand. And it was actually used in the 2022 tractor school as an example of what to do to get something unstuck and unrusted. When we found this tractor, it was one immovable piece of iron. The entire engine, everything was locked up and seized up. And Al has brought the engine back for the 2023 tractor school running. So he has spent the last year rebuilding the engine. And what a stupendous job that he and his friend Roger Byrne have done on this engine. It was very difficult to get apart. Once they got it apart, they found out that there were some early design malfunctions. The valve guides were made out of pot metal, so actually when the engine ran for any amount of time, it melted those valve guides. So the engine actually ended up not having a lot of hours on it. It was so early in 1910 that there were design flaws that, you know, when they made the engine, they just didn't know how it was supposed to work. So Al has taken the engine completely apart. He's rebuilt several parts, even improved it and used modern materials for the valve guides. And today he's going to start the engine back up. This engine's over 100 years old. And it is, you know, you can use the word restoration, but we use the word resurrection for this project.
We are getting ready to serve lunch. We're gonna have an assembly line going, and hopefully it all goes smooth. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think they just ran it in this morning.
Okay.
I pulled it in last night. And
Okay.
I think ran it this morning. Just
Who ran it?
Dave and Mac.
Okay.
Dave
Okay.
worked on it though, so if you want,
Okay.
I'd hit him up at some point.
Okay.
No, take out the pipe plugs and time it.
Okay.
They're just in there by hand. Do you have the time in the bottom?
I don't.
Where did it go? Oh, there should be one right there. Like this.
I see they got a note on the retarding lever to not mess with
We
that.
didn't mess with timing
Yeah.
at all. To the wind.
We did get it started. I think it does have some old fuel in it, so that probably isn't helping us out, but it will run and it will do what we need it to do. I think it'll do what we needed to do for our presentation. About 75% sure. There's always the chance with this old stuff that, you know, it may not do what you want it to do. There's a lot of different variables. We'll just have to see how it goes.
We've got Chris Hudson here, and he is going to go over tuning tips as far as making engines run, you know, what to adjust, how to fix known problems, maybe fix unknown problems too.
And I'm from Grass Lake, Michigan. I've been here for a long time. He asked me to do this presentation. So we'll kind of go through, we'll talk about some things that can often go wrong. So when we went through the presentation, we talked about, you know, carburetors and adjusting carburetors, adjusting magnetos, you know, how different, you know, wear points of an engine can affect, you know, how the overall performance of it runs or works. Turn the gas on, it flooded the carburetor immediately, so we turned the gas off, then we got it started. Didn't turn the gas back on in time, so the tractor stalled. Got all that taken care of, and then we were able to run the tractor. It was no big deal.
With that though, like that's exactly what you were teaching. That's exactly what you were trying to show.
Yes.
Or those kind of issues.
Yes. So stuff like this event is important to the hobby because, you know, we've kind of touched a little bit of everything. We've touched on, you know, carburetors and magnetos and rebuilding engines and pouring Babbitt, and, you know, we've also heard from John Tessie, who was, you know, one of the very early collectors in the hobby, or, you know, in the late 50s, 60s, 70s, and so forth. And it kind of helps paint a picture from how, you know, the hobby started, how it's evolved, and kind of where we're at today. You know, and, you know, just trying to keep people interested in, you know, new things happening all the time. For somebody who has had no experience with any of this, you know, pre-30 type of equipment, it really allows them, you know, if they're interested, it allows them to come here and it allows them to talk to people who have done it, and, you know, maybe they become interested in, you know, they seek out their own, you know, pre-1930 tractor, you know, whatever it may be.
Hey, so we've wrapped up tractor school and now we're going over for the reception at the tractor factory. Alex has been busy with a shrimp boil and Kelly's made desserts. You know, there's only one thing that we like to do almost as well as talk about tractors, and that's eat.
So right now I am about to boil some shrimp here. We got barbecue and brats already ready, so this is the last thing to go before everybody eats. And we had a fantastic crowd today. Had lots of interaction, great presenters. You know, we went through and ran some tractors and engines at the end there, and now we're kind of wrapping things up for the day here at the tractor factory. We're going to have some food and drinks and have a little fun for the night.
Tractor school is camaraderie. You're getting everybody together. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's on the same mission. Trying to learn things. You're trying to prepare the next generation for what we're doing. Get them educated. Come here and you're seeing lots of stuff that you probably won't get a chance to see again. And next year it'll be a different variety. So it's always new.
And you learn a lot about what it all takes to make it go, and how people fixed stuff years ago. And basically it's just to spread the information around, and probably somebody else will pick up a few tips they really didn't know about. Maybe they had a project they were working on and it seemed like it was too tough, but if they talk to the right people, yeah, it works good.
I think it answers a lot of questions that sometimes people are kind of guessing or feeling their way on how to do something. I was an instructor last year, and we talked about, you know, making wheels. And now this year, like KR, he did the demonstration of pouring Babbitt. I know how to pour Babbitt, but I don't know if you know how to pour Babbitt. And so those things are, I think, necessary. Absolutely. I think the tractor school is a good thing.
It's a great opportunity for, you know, people my age to learn
that kind of thing. It's a great, thing they got going here. Good program.
Well, the tractor school is very useful for especially the younger folks. A lot of us folks have done quite a few of these things, but the younger folks are learning more of these things and getting interested, and it's good to see them doing that.
Tractor School 2023 was the biggest and best that we've had. It keeps getting bigger every year. Classroom instruction was kind of off the charts, and of course the tractors that we had here this year for our customers to go out and hear run and drive were some of the best.
We'll have a full crew up there, being able to go into that collection and see all the different engines that he had.
Tons and tons of oilers, magnetos, carburetors, coils, battery boxes, pretty much anything you could imagine that you would find either on an engine, and he even has a lot of parts for older tractors.
Oh, Alex!
We've got about 30 tractors here or so, well, a little more than that. We've got everything from John Deere, International, Minneapolis Moline, Oliver, Co-op, a little bit of everything, you name it.
Hey, this in your bag is a acetone-proof, chemical-proof, everything-proof, whatever. You can put gasoline in here. This is a priming bottle. This is not a bourbon sippy cup. Couple of the North Dakota guys were back. They've already put it to use, and they're back there. So that is what the official use of that is supposed to be, okay?